Hi, you guys. Good morning, good Saturday morning. This is Palm Springs Cindy coming to you from my kitchen. I woke up about a half an hour ago and it's a gorgeous day and my house is too quiet. I'm a bit lonely and lonesome, I admit it. And so I thought on a Saturday morning, maybe there's another lady or a gal out there that's feeling a little lonesome and the house might be a little too quiet and she would like to have coffee with me this morning. So I have some fun things to share and I'm gonna start by getting a cup of coffee. So I'm gonna bring you over here with me. There's my beautiful view. I have my door open. It's a gorgeous morning. And I'm gonna walk you over here to we're gonna get a glass because I got new glasses and I absolutely am in love with them. These are my pretty glasses. And these are the ones that I just got that are new. I had these this size, and I'll tell you the story about these. Aren't these beautiful? But then I'm running out of these. I've been, through the years I've broken some or whatever. And then I also have these. These are all from the same company. And once again, like I said, I'll tell you the story. But I like the shape of these glasses. So I saw these on eBay and I decided I was gonna get them because they're just the perfect size and the perfect shape. So I'm having my coffee with this morning. Yes, why not? When you're 70, when you just turned 70, you can have your iced coffee in any special glass you want. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So now we're coming over to my coffee station. And I have these precious little containers, little shakers. So I have cinnamon in this one, and I did put some cinnamon in my coffee this morning. And look at this precious little spoon. I found this on eBay. There are sets of them. Well, you can buy them single, all different sizes. I just thought it was the cutest thing. So, and then I have these for if I want to add, like when my coffee's hot, I could add a little flavoring. And sometimes I do. So let's see here. Let's let that, don't fill it up all the way. See, while I'm doing that, we'll walk outside. I showed you my outside last night, but remember it was dark. And you could see the lights. Now I'm filming into the sun, so it's not that red hot. But I have that little patch of turf. And then these are the bougainvillea plants I've got to trim and rake up all the leaves that have fallen from underneath. So I love that. And then once again, inside, I'm cracking up at the people that comment and say, they're sitting home in freezing cold weather, watching me sit with one of my doors open so wide. And that's why we live in California, because it's so beautiful. Let's see here. Flip you around. There we go. Flip you around. Okay, I'm not made up. I did put a little makeup on, very little, and I curled my bangs right in here. So I'm not really great this morning. I watched, because my television came in, I watched my YouTube from last night on my big TV. I was horrified. I am way too close to the camera. Why doesn't someone tell me? You're way too dang close to the camera. And you're scaring everybody like crazy. So, oh my gosh, get back from the camera. Okay, I actually have stuff written down that I want to share. And first of all, I want to thank all my new subs. I have just been getting new subs like crazy. And they're from all over, and I so appreciate them. So I want to welcome all my new subs. I know it's kind of scary when I do this, but there. And I also want to say, when it comes to, I make a video. I always go live because there's something wrong with my camera, and my computer does not read my videos. I have to take my computer in, and I just haven't done it yet. So I can't feed my video into my computer and then edit it and then upload it. I just have to go live. And when I do that, all my comments just stream in right away. Well, after I upload a video, I wait a while, and then I go back and I start reading the comments. And then and then I respond. And after a day or two, I'm like over that video, and I'm sort of over responding. Now, I do read the comments because lots of times I'm just like, I'm ready for bed, and I check my email and I check my YouTube and I go over a few little things like that, and I read newly uploaded comments. And I will respond to as many comments as I can. But sometimes if I get hundreds of comments, it's really hard to stay on top of that. So what I find myself doing, and this is just the reality of it, I respond for the first day or two. And then after that, I kind of like I said, I'm sort of over that video, and then I make another video. So if you respond right away or comment right away, chances are I'm going to respond to you. But like if that video is a couple weeks old, I probably won't respond because, like I said, that's down on my feed and I'm not even looking at that video anymore. But I do try to comment and respond because I know how important that is. I'm just not really with it this morning in my appearance. Okay, I have a good recommendation, actually two now that I'm thinking about it. There's something called, this is on either Netflix or Amazon. There's something called Hello Girls. And Hello Girls worked during World War I. This is very interesting and it's good. During World War I, that was about the time that the telephone company had formed and was forming and was growing. And the telephone company started hiring women because, according to this documentary, women were easier going and nicer to the people they were talking to on the phone. So it turned out to be a woman's career, not a man's. So the women that worked for the telephone company, they were the ones that learned about the communications and the mechanics behind the communication and the switchboard and how that worked. And the women were the one in the know. Well, then World War I started, and they had those big walkie-talkies, and they had to communicate. One squad had to communicate with the other squad, and they needed telephone operators. So I forget the man in charge's name, but anyway, he said, of World War I, but he said, get me X amount of telephone operators over here to France immediately. And so they put a call out. America put a call out for, I'll say 1,300 or 600 telephone operators. And 1,300, 1,000 or whatever applied. Well, they went through a screening. Anyway, okay, they get the ones they need get hired. And this is kind of important to the story. The gals end up going, they're young gals from the Midwest. They've never been out of their community. It's late 19, or, like World War I. And 1917-ish. And they train them, and they give them their uniforms, and they send them over to France. And they're on this big, ship with all men. Darn. And so they get to France, and they set up, they give the Hello Gals, like the the yuckiest part of everything. They get the worst barracks. They get the worst this, the worst that. But the gals, they make it nice. They make do. Well, anyway, so throughout World War I, these hello girls, because, when they did the switchboard hello, they became instrumental in helping us win the war. And then they trained the men how to use the equipment and the communication and the infrastructure behind the communication. So when the war was over, they were just like, okay, bye you guys, go home. And so through the years, these hello girls, they were not considered veterans. They were not considered part of the armed services at all. They were considered private contractors. But these gals fought for rights. They wanted to be considered veterans. Well, it just didn't happen. And they carried on their fight, and the documentary shows how they really carried their fight on. But it wasn't until there was one congresswoman that was voted into office. These gals, the hello girls, took their appeal to this congresswoman, and then she was one of the first ones that the light bulb went on, and she thought, they're right, they deserve recognition. And then from there it went to, I forget the president, it wasn't a president, it was, Goldwater. Goldwater took their cause up and brought it to the public forum. Nothing happened. It was Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, he's my hero. It was Jimmy Carter that signed that what they did, the hello girls were considered veterans, and they were honorably discharged, and most of them were dead by then. And so it was not a matter of even pay or anything. They wanted the recognition of what they had done during the war. And they finally got it because of Jimmy Carter. But it's a very good story. And Cokie Roberts is one of the narrators. And Cokie has passed away not too long ago. And I really like Cokie Roberts. And then the rest of the stories are told by the hello girls' granddaughters, and mostly their granddaughters. And so anyway, it's really good, and it's interesting, and it's something nobody really knows about. So look for Hello Girls. And something else that's really good, and it's a true story, and I watched it last night on Netflix, I think. It's called Fisherman's Friends, and it's family friendly. It's it's about this little town, this little village, this little inlet in like Nova Scotia or someplace. I don't even know where the town was anyway, but they're fishermen. And it's about their clan and their families and how far they went back in this community. And well, anyway, when they're on the boat, when they're on the fisherman boat fishing, they sing, and they have these cute little songs that they sing that have been handed down generation to generation. Well, it's lo and behold, this famous, or somebody in the music business is going to have a wedding or something like that. And so they go to this little village to check out if this would be a great spot for a wedding, because it's this beautiful location. And so they end up hearing these men singing. And, their ears perk up, and they think, man, these guys are talented. And so anyway, the story goes from there, and, you can probably guess the predictability of it. But it's very good, and I recommend it, and I don't think you'll be sorry. Okay, I want to share some pictures. Some of you guys have asked for pictures of my mother and for me when I was younger. Well, I hate to say it, I don't hardly have any, because, when we were young, our pictures were those black and whites, and they're faded and they've oxidized through the years. But here's a cute little picture from when I was a little girl. I think I was 2 or something. You know how they had these professionally done. Then here's a picture. This is my mother's high school graduation picture. I know it's the glares here. I'm trying to get it off. Isn't she beautiful? I just love this picture. Then Let's see, here's another picture of her. Here's a picture of her and my dad. They were probably in their 60s. Here's another cute picture of my mom. This is a cute picture of my mom and my dad and myself. This was when I was in college. It's blurry. Here's a cute picture of my mom posing. We were in Kauai. But you can see how adorable she is. And here's a picture of my mom and I. I was in college there, I think. Hold on. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to take this off and go like this. And bring you over here. Here's a picture of me when I was like 23-ish. Let's see. Once again, it's not a good picture. Let's see if I can get out of the glare. And here's a picture of me when I had my perm. Those great perms, remember? Another picture of me, I was about 24. Let's see over here, what's over here? This is a picture of me, remember the 80s? Look at my perm. Oh my gosh, I'm just embarrassed to show you that one. Here's another picture of me I was in my 20s. Did I just show you that? And this is me again, a little girl. Crazy. This is my new obsession. Skinny Pop, but it's got to be the sweet and salty, like the kettle corn. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've got to stop eating this stuff. I'm not kidding you. This is my obsession. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to bring you over here because I want to read this quote. When I gave you guys when I read that quote about welcome to Holland, cracking myself up in my hair. When I read that quote to you about welcome to Holland, I had a lot of people say, find more quotes. I have a couple quotes that I more than a couple. I have quotes that I really like and that part of that inspire me or make me go, And especially when I was a teacher, I liked hearing, I liked reading and putting quotes up around in my classroom that inspired me, and mostly, well, not mostly, but when parents came and other educators came into my room, I wanted them to read these quotes because it gave them an idea of my philosophy towards teaching. Like there's one quote I had, and it was, the mind is a fire to be kindled, not a vessel to be filled. And Plutarch, that's from Plutarch, if you can believe it. The mind is a fire to be kindled, not a vessel to be filled. I mean, that's my teaching philosophy. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read this other quote to you from my computer. So follow me over here. Follow me over here. Follow me over here. Okay. Now, let's see, I have it all set up. And I think I might. Okay, here, this is the quote. First of all, before I read this quote, this is a very uplifting quote. So for anybody that's feeling a little anxious over our times right now, this should make you feel better. It did me. Okay, let's see. I may have to just do this, so because I can't read it. That's what happens when you go live. No, I'm doing this. Oh, crumb. Get off of there. Wouldn't you know? Okay. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her commodious harbors and her ample rivers, and it was not there. In her fertile fields and boundless forests, and it was not there. In her rich mines and her vast world commerce, and it was not there. In her democratic Congress and her matchless Constitution, and it was not there. Not until I went into the churches of America and heard her pulpits aflame with righteousness did I understand the secret of her genius and power. America is great because she is good. And if America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. You can see that that's a quote by Alexis de Tocqueville, and it's about just what he said about when he came to America to find out what made America so great. Okay, I'm going to read it again. So he comes to America and he travels and he searches and he investigates. He seeks. I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her commodious harbors and her ample rivers, and it was not there. In her fertile fields and boundless forests, and it was not there. In her rich mines and her vast world commerce, and it was not there. In her democratic Congress and her matchless Constitution, and it was not there. Not until I went into the churches of America and heard her pulpits aflame with righteousness did I understand the secret of her genius and power. America is great because she is good, and if America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, P.S. I love you. Have a wonderful Saturday. Signing off until our next conversation. Bye-bye.